But wait! Of course. I almost forgot. The stunt story stunt show. It's time to discuss Final Judgment. Our story continues from when last we saw Dr. Jebediah Hyde reclaim his institution. We open with a feud as Josie McFarlane tries to escape from Sheriff Clampett. Josie gets a hold of Clampett's gun, but the new appointed guard Delora throws a stick of dynamite at Josie, knocking him out. Delora begins to yell at Sheriff Clampett for his insubordination, but Clampett retaliates, seeing as how Delora's new to the subject matter, being just recently appointed from the Gouliard Rehabilitation Center. Not to mention she wasn't there when he and Roland were dealing with the zombies. Unfortunately, we find out through Dr. Jebediah Hyde that Roland's insubordination has led to his demise. This serves as a warning to Sheriff Clampett. The doctor then begins to give orders to them to prepare for a visit from the territorial government. And as you may or may not know from previous issues with the territorial government and Dr. Jebediah Hyde, this is some serious business. The doctor leaves as Josie regains consciousness and learns what is going on. Apparently, when the outbreak of the undead proved to be a continuous problem to the township, the doctor stumbled upon a rich silver ore. And as we all know, silver is known to kill the undead. The shift boss is to arrive with information about the continuous mining. But instead, out pops Crazy Sam. Sort of. That's when Dr. Jebediah Hyde returns with the real Crazy Sam. It seems that the doctor has found a way of creating replicas of Crazy Sam through the use of the electrominator. He has been able to achieve this through the silver ore, due to its conductivity. He then uses the mining to continue this process due to the nature of the asylum. By placing Sam and Josie in solitary confinement previously, they were saved from the zombie outbreak. Unfortunately, they are all that remain of the original subjects from Gouliard Asylum. So that is why the doctor has used this new experiment to repopulate the asylum and begin anew. And Josie will be next in the experimentation. Josie wants nothing to do with this twisted plan, and his actions move forward in another rebellion. Josie, Sam, and Samantha are now pitted against Dr. Jebediah Hyde, Delora, and Clampett. Hyde tries to destroy Sam and Samantha, but Josie takes Hyde out with gunfire, temporarily. Josie is then attacked by Delora, and the Sam clone goes out to help Josie. Josie takes care of Delora, only to find that Hyde is back on his feet. He kills the Sam clone and injures Josie. Running out of ammunition, Hyde finds himself in direct conflict with Josie, Sam, and Samantha, but he quickly overpowers them and escapes towards the electrominator. Josie and Sam go to stop Dr. Hyde, and Samantha is apprehended by Sheriff Clampett. The two have a squabble, which ends with Clampett being thrown into a rock crusher. Josie and Sam catch up with Dr. Jebediah Hyde and stop him just in the nick of time, before he plans to use the electrominator. A battle ensues, which leads Hyde falling off from the scaffold. This does not change the fact that Hyde is still a revenant haunt. He will continue his experimentation, and he will continue his unfinished work until Josie puts him to rest. Hyde, back on his feet once more, now has Samantha and threatens to throw her into the bowels of the earth. Josie then confronts Hyde, and Hyde lets her go. A battle ensues, and the two go out in an epic brawl. Hyde gets the upper hand until Sam swings down and takes Hyde down. The two then use an axe and a spiked club to bring Jebediah to a vulnerable state. Hyde is then thrown directly down the mine into the silver ore, where the entire earth erupts in fire and smoke. The inmates of Gouliard have put to rest their tormentor for so many years. Sam puts on Dr. Jebediah Hyde's hat and coat. But before they can celebrate, the cavalry enters the town. Confusing them for Dr. Jebediah Hyde and his cronies, they open fire, and Josie and the remaining inmates of Gouliard are killed. Dr. Jebediah Hyde, as well as Josie McFarlane, are now no more. But how can we be certain? I mean, after all, how do we know that Dr. Jebediah Hyde didn't make a clone out of himself? And what about the son of Hyde, neglected in Nightfall 4? After all, there must be other Hyde offspring somewhere in the world, loose with their dementia. Or if you want to get real deep, what if this is kind of what Dark Asylum alluded to? What if both Hyde and Josie are now Revenant haunts, constantly in a struggle with each other, where neither of them will ever win?
And of course, let's not forget Jonathan Minks. After all, he had an ending planned way in advance. The circumstances of that we may never know. But one thing's for sure. After 20 years of terror, we can safely say, for now, it's finally over.
Why don't you quit your whining? It's been 20 freaking years already! Yes!